Hey everybody, this is Matt, and I want to share with you how you could create a Booksnap in your classroom. Now, Booksnap is a visual and interactive way to create and annotate a portion of text. Sort of takes the concept of Snapchat and applies it to learning. So how does this work? Well, you can use a variety of different tools in order to create a Booksnap. So whether you're using Flipgrid, Seesaw, Book Creator, or another tool, it's very helpful to have a tool that uses video, audio, and has some type of annotation tool. Now, if you don't have technology, no problem at all. You could use a low-tech way of just taking a picture of a passage and annotating that picture on that handout. So the example that I'm going to share with you right now is through Flipgrid. So I've gone and I've created a Flipgrid question that we're going to show you how a Booksnap works. So the first step is to actually get in and take a picture of your text. Now, as you can see on Flipgrid right now, you can see me. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this so that we can focus exclusively on the text because one of them is enough. You don't need to see two. And so the next thing that I'm going to do is take a picture of the text. Now, I went ahead and I actually took a screenshot of a passage of text. So in Flipgrid, that would just simply upload a photo. In most programs, you can upload a photo. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Here is my screenshot. So this is from a portion of text. Now notice I have the title of the text and I also have the author. That's something that you will want to make sure that you have when you're creating a Booksnap. Or a good helpful way, especially with younger students, is just to take a picture of the cover of the book or have a picture of the cover of the book that they found on Google and pop it in. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to annotate the text. So in Flipgrid, I can use the drawing tools, and so I'm going to do that right now, and I'm going to actually circle this portion of text right here. We weren't trained to admit that we don't know. The next thing that I would want to add is I want to describe what that means to me. So a very helpful tool in Flipgrid and most programs is text. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the text and I'm going to type in what I'm thinking. All right, so I put down, it's hard to admit that we don't know everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and shrink this just a little bit, just so that we can see it, okay? Something else that you wanna think about is that the way that students demonstrate their knowledge, the way that they make connections to different things is to represent it differently. So in this particular concept of a book snap, we're representing things through circling and annotating text, typing out what our thoughts are, and now we're going to add some type of visual component. Now, many people will use comics, pictures, graphics, emojis. They can even draw their own thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the drawing tool again, and I'm going to just draw a question mark here, okay? Because that's a something that would help me understand this text. And then I'm also going to use the emojis, and I'm going to use the thinking emoji right here, and I'm going to put it right there. Okay. I've seen some people use thought bubbles or speech bubbles to annotate text as well. But you want to make sure that you have those different components. Next, you want to record it. So if you're using a tool like Flipgrid, Seesaw, or Book Creator, it's very helpful to record your audio talking about this in usually 15 to 30-second snippets. If you're low tech, that's okay. You could simply have the students have what they're going to say. They could present it to the class. You could have them present it via Zoom or Google Meet by simply putting it up at their webcam. So there's a variety of different ways to do this. So let's go ahead and record, and I'll show you what students might say. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello. I decided to choose the sentence, we weren't trained to admit that we don't know. It's hard to admit that we don't know everything. It's hard to have, as you can see here, questions, and it's hard to sometimes think beyond what we know and step outside of ourselves. So that is why I chose what I chose. All right. Then what I would do is I would turn this in and publish it. Now, if you use a tool like Flipgrid or Seesaw, this is great because you can publish this to a public forum and you could allow other students to comment on it. So it's a great way to have a discussion whether you're in class or you're not in class, but it's a great way to take things a step further and discuss the text. So, hey, check out my blog for more information at bergman-udl.blogspot.com and enjoy the rest of your day.